Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another RuneScape video. As you can see, we are making our way back to Araxxor's lair. If you caught my last video, well, if you haven't caught my last video, go check it out. It was a full Araxxor kill in Void Knight armor, and I kind of wanted to just come back. It was it was shortly after that Void Knight kill that I came back to Araxxor, and I wanted to try it out in tier 90 again. This isn't the first time I've ever fought Araxxor in tier 90, and I've got to say that it's a lot easier in the sense that you don't take as much damage. Now that's just a given because, you know, Void has terrible defense rating, but the DPS output is pretty damn good with that gear. So that's really what I just wanted to test it out at Araxxor and see how it would be. But I don't really recommend it, even though some people, I don't know if that was just back then and they like nerf stuff, but I mean, people have gotten kills with no food and no armor, but I mean, if you ask me, they're just pros at PVMing. I don't know. Now the majority of this kill is pretty smooth, although for some unfortunate reason, I think it was on, and this happened 2 kills in a row on phase 2, taking path 1, which I'm going to take in this video. Yeah, on phase 2, the spiders that Araxxor spawns in, for some reason, were taking forever to spawn in. And then at one point in time, I thought the kill was actually, or that phase was actually over, and I was ready to progress to phase 3. And it turned out that there was a healing spider all the way in this area that I'm currently in, because this is I like to bring Araxxor back to this open area to fight on phase 2, just because there's a lot more room to move around. Maybe that has something to do with the spider spawning in a weird way, but I've never had that issue before. It was literally just the last 2 kills that were like that, and I honestly have no idea why, but I managed to, you know, stick through it and actually get the kill. And now I know that the web is hurting me, but I was just trying to do as much damage as I could. I should have probably talked about this in the beginning of the video itself, the gear setup that I had. If you look to the left side of the screen, we have obviously full Serenic range armor. That's a tier 90 power defense armor for range, and Ascension crossbows, Ascension hand wraps or grips or something, Ring of Vigor, Glavins, the Blood Shard, Fury necklace, the green kiln cape too. I'm terrible with names, I apologize. And I was using the Penance Aura. Usually I bring like a Sign of Death, but I actually used one up on the previous kill to this one on I think a explosive spider, a suicide spider got me. I thought I was dead, but you know, the Sign of Death, you know, it's a really nice item to have when you're bossing. But with Penance Aura, all I need to do is bring one Supreme Overload flask, or whatever these are called, the crystal flask, I think. I don't know, I don't remember. Like I said, I'm terrible with names. An anti-poison just to make it so I don't take more damage than I'm already taking. And then just the pheromone, I bought that just, you know, so every kill is the same. Bruise and Rocktails and a shield. And my pack yak is nothing but bruise and Rocktails. I found that, in my opinion, when fighting Araxxor, or really any boss for that matter, brews are really nice just because they heal you 1,000 life points each time you use them. So that's, a flask is 6,000 life points per flask, and it doesn't take down your adrenaline at all. And I find that it's really useful for the final phase, just because you're having to focus on so many different things. You're having to focus on prayer switching before Araxxor drops to 50k health and below. It's doing the special attacks like the cleave, the cocoon, and the web. So having to focus on all that, spamming your abilities, plus spamming your combat abilities, plus prayer switching, then having a brew flask on your action bar to be able to just keybind heal. It's very, very useful, and that's honestly why I even take more brews usually than rocktails, just because I want to make sure that I have at least a couple brews for the final phase, just because I'm not too good at this boss. Really, these are kind of showcases on showing you how to kill the boss like a noob, honestly. But I mean, hey, if I can do it, anyone can learn to do it, because I really wasn't that into PvMing that much, sadly, which is interesting because Slayer is probably one of my favorite skills. And I say player versus monster as in a boss. Like, you know, Slayer creatures, those are just Slayer creatures, respawn creatures. Sort of like God Wars, I would say, is the closest thing to a respawn creature that is a boss that you can kill really quickly because of the instance respawn times. But, you know, when it comes to like Nex or Virago or Rots or Araxxor, there's so many different things built into the boss fight itself. You know, so many different mechanics in the fight itself. It's not like going and camping Glaciers for an hour or anything like that. But I mean, since I've maxed out combat, I've been putting off all my other skills just because all I want to do is boss. I'm really trying to learn Nex as well as I can. I can do every phase of Nex by myself, no problem, except for Blood phase. For some reason, I get super close, get her down to like 90k health, and then I'm not paying attention, my prayer might run out, or she'll pray mage, because I'm trying to do it with mage. I just need to do the whole kill with range the first time, and then get her off the pray mage phase. But that's for a whole nother video. Let's get back into Araxxor. This is kind of a tips and tricks video for Araxxor. So now on phase 1, we're going back a little bit. Phase 1, your definitely main focus is DPS and kind of like a tank test. DPS ability and tank test. Phase 2 is, well, it's the whole boss fight is a DPS and tank test. It's really important to pay attention to the anticipation and break free abilities because of Araxxor's special attacks. Now the cleave ability, where she drags you in towards you, I don't know if it's a she or he. I really don't know which one is the male and which one is the female between Araxxor and Araxxor. I have no idea. Look out, side note, those stupid little freaking acid spiders. I can't believe I didn't die right there with him cleaving me. That's what can one-hit you, and if you don't have a sign of death equipped, you're more than likely going to die if it's too close to you. And I'm giving you guys a heads up. There's been plenty of times where I fought this boss and I was standing and the bar wasn't even halfway, and I was like, oh, I got plenty of time to move. And then as I'm trying to surge away, it almost looks like it lags, and then all of a sudden, boom, I'm dead. And the game itself didn't lag, because, you know, there's a big difference between game lagging, you not being able to move, and then it looking like it lagged. And it's done it several times where the bar is like, you know, a quarter of a way filled, and then all of a sudden it just shoots forward, and it makes no sense to me, but it happens, so it's something you really gotta watch out for. Now if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it was this kill. If it wasn't this kill, I got this far. I got to phase 3, and I thought that it was just a regular, you know, whenever you get to phase 3, whatever health was left over on phase 1 and phase 2, spiders above heal Araxxor until the difference is made up, if that makes sense. Basically, say if on phase 1 there's 5k health left on Araxxor, and on phase 2 there's 5k health left on Araxxor, on phase 3 all the damage you do will be healed back until it's used up 10k health, basically. I hope that makes sense to you guys. It's kind of self-explanatory. But yeah, it kept healing itself, and I was just like, what the hell is going on? I was I wasted 5 minutes. So I remember because my overload almost ran out, and I wasn't paying attention. It was kind of late, and I was just really tired, and I was like, wait a minute, like this is taking far too long. And so I run all the way back to where the fight initially starts, and sure enough, there's a pulsing spider plus a bunch of other spiders just chilling there. And I was so mad because I had wasted a bunch of resources like food and whatnot. But I mean, hey, I still got that kill, so you know, at least that happened. So here on phase 3, I know I'm kind of all over the place with this video. I usually write down what I want to talk about, but I recorded this last night, and then I woke up this morning and I got some free time, so I figured I was going to do a commentary. I didn't even plan on talking over this whole entire commentary, but it looks like, you know, I still got a couple minutes left, but we're just gonna keep going. As you can see, I was luring all those acidic spiders underneath Araxxor. She absorbs it, and then that makes her more enraged, which her attacks do more, I do believe. But it helps you out on the final phase, which I don't really know what it does. I know that one time I didn't lure all the spiders, and in the very beginning of the final phase, phase 4, the Araxxor fight, it absorbs the acid. I'm guessing it either makes it stronger or more, you know, enraged towards you, or something along those lines. I'm sure that's the case. And I know that I could have clicked away there, like I said earlier on the web. I was really just trying to do as much damage as I could. I think my fastest kill with range is about 10 minutes, and that was kind of a real perfect kill. Like nothing went wrong. I was using anticipation and freedom as much as I could. Devotion is really, really useful. I don't use it nearly as much as I should, and that's something that I'm definitely practicing on to get these kills better and to save more resources. But devotion, you know, it makes your prayer abilities 50% stronger, which the prayer ability is already at 50%, I think, something along those lines. Now, so for this final phase, what you want to do, you have this kind of time where Araxxor is about to get smushed by Araxxor, and as you can see, I'm trying to keep my adrenaline up. Now, this is also a time where you could pot up for prayers, for overloads, you know, heal up a little bit. And this first part of the fight, you really want to focus on, you know, making sure you're hitting your abilities. And when I'm saying abilities, I'm saying anticipation and freedom. You want to make sure that, see, I kind of timed it wrong, and you want, when one's cooling down, you want to be able to use the other one. And now I know that if you're going to have to use them a lot, which you do in Araxxor's fights, most of the time you're not going to be able to always have one ready to go, just because of the time frame that they do the special attacks. But that was crazy how I didn't die right there. But I don't know, man, like, if the respawn time or the cooldown time on those abilities were faster, I feel like this would just be too easy, because you could just spam those abilities all the time. But this final phase, the first half of the health for Araxxor, is really just trying to get it down as fast as possible. I like to usually keep using my 50% adrenaline thresholds for the majority of the kill until it gets down to about, like, where the health is now, about 43k. I usually try to get up to about 100% adrenaline to use the ability Death Swiftness, which you're going to see right here. And then I try to build adrenaline with that before the little crazy whatever black dot spawn comes in and starts bouncing around and just completely wrecks you. Now, from all the research and stuff that I've done, it bounces around 6 times, I believe, before it actually hits you. And I don't know if that's only the first time or if it's every time that it bounces around 6 times, but it seems as though, like right here, like I almost got wrecked right here. Like, it had 4k left, and I was just working on trying to get that, and if I wouldn't have moved right there, that was one more hit. I can't believe that I even got this kill, but 636 HP left. Like, I would have been so mad if I didn't get that kill. I was kind of panicking. You can see me typing right here. But yeah, there's so many different things that I could still talk about with Araxxor and stuff, but really you're just gonna have to go and practice the boss yourself. The new instance modes with practice is definitely gonna be your best friend, because when I was learning to fight this boss, like I was using tier 90 armor, so it's degradable armor on every time you die. If you die before even getting into halfway through your pack, yeah, like that's all those supplies wasted. Plus it's 200k for the instance if the initial fight was already started from someone else, and then all the supplies in your inventory. Like, I mean, it's just it's a lot of money that I spent trying to learn to fight this boss. So the new instance boss setup it's sick. It's gonna help so much with all my different PVM ventures, and I'm sure with all of your guys as well. I've already talked way too much for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Maybe seeing what I did helped you guys out a little bit with Araxxor. If you have any tips for me with Araxxor, please let me know, and I will definitely try to use them. And if they work, I'll definitely put them in a video and show off that it worked, and give you a little shout out or something. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace out, guys.